The whole grocery community, they follow me. Whatever I do, they copy me. But original is original.
Have you ever wondered who the person is behind the thriving and growing success of Bangladeshi grocery scene in the UK?
If someone is coming from Bradford and Scotland and Birmingham to buy fish here, then why don't we give them something else? Open Casa Bazar, then we open Bargain Bazar, then we open Noya Bazar, then we open Family Bazar. The word bazaar, it didn't exist in our community. I brought it out.
I'm presenting to you Aklu Miah. Where did it come from, that hunger?
The hunger came of the struggle because I saw my dad working 7 days to make ends meet.
How important is it to keep that relationship between Bangladesh and the UK?
I love my country, but it's a problem for me because of I can't get along with them, and I think a lot of them are deceiving.
If you are enjoying our contents on Side by Side, please do consider subscribing to our channel on the platform you are tuned into, as it is your subscription that motivates us to keep edging forward episode by episode. And inshallah, with you by our side, we will reach the top. Let's face it, we are new and we will make mistakes. However, please bear with us and we will correct any mistakes in the future episodes. So give us a context on who Aklu Miah is from the earliest childhood memories.
Okay, the context is I came to this country when I was 7 years old. That was in 1977.
Wow.
So my dad came in the 60s, and then after a lot of time he went back and brought us, me, my brothers and my mom all together. So I was very young then when I came, 7 years old. Oh, I don't know, understand nothing really. So then, after 6 months went to school and slowly life started. And my dad was a poor guy. He didn't have much money. He was like hand to mouth sort of thing, earning and keeping us going. So, and we're struggling as well at that time because my dad was the only person working. So he had to feed all of us, pay rent and all of that stuff. And times were really hard. And at that time, I believe, times were really hard for most people that came to this country because it was early days. They wouldn't. Where we came to was Shadwell area, Solander Gardens. We used to stay there, and the whole area had about maximum 10 Bengali families, and we faced a lot of racism. There was racism was left, right, center. Times were really hard. I don't know when you came to this country, what you saw.
I came in 1997, and at that time, the popular areas were still quite racist, and we've experienced some of the racism. But we actually, not too far from where you guys arrived, and we came into Cable Street.
Okay.
We lived in Noble Court, 66, for about a year before we moved on.
Okay. So, but 97, slowly, things got a bit better, but when we came, it was disaster. Believe me, it was something else. You wouldn't even walk on the street. We had a hard time even going to schools and coming back on our way. Is like.
Was it white racism or other form of racism?
Yeah, well, white racism. Most of it was white racism. So, but we had to overcome it. And a lot of times we did get beaten up, and we got chased to our house, and so many things happened, and it was a real struggle.
So take me a bit backwards into Bangladesh. Do you remember Bangladesh, you growing up in Bangladesh?
Actually, I don't really remember much about Bangladesh. It's just gone from my mind, actually.
Wow. So the earliest memory is in the UK. Solander Gardens.
Yes.
E1.
Yes.
The OGs.
Yes.
MashaAllah.
Yes.
So you effectively prepared the ground for us to come and alhamdulillah, enjoy safety.
Yeah. Not just me, the whole Bengali community that was there. There was at that time there was because we was really young, 7. When I was about 13, 14, there's a gang culture in the whole area. So slowly, us Bengalis started growing from 10 families to 20 families to 30 families, and other people came into other areas like Poplar, Brick Lane, Shoreditch. So gang culture was there at that time, like, as Bengali little gangs. Like there's a group of us in Shadwell. There's some in like Brick Lane, some in Cannon Street, and we had names as well. We was called like Shadwell Posse. Brick Lane was called Brick Lane Massive. Cannon Street Posse. Shoreditch Posse. There's real gang custom, and we sometimes used to fight against each other over silly petty things and like.
So generally, the movement resistance was against the white racism.
Yes, that's right.
But obviously, you probably go into conflicts here and there.
That's right.
I do remember a bit of it because when we arrived in 1997, there was still the gang. It was, I think, at that time it was between each other.
Yeah,
the gang
most
culture.
of it was between each other at that time because
Yes.
they've ever grown up and they're fighting over petty things, like.
And at that time, the one thing that I do remember, and it doesn't happen anymore, alhamdulillah, for good reason, the car hiring thing, Eid time, my God,
that was very lately. Then that time, nobody even had a car. Like, those days, car was like, wow.
a luxury.
Luxury, very few people had a car. So, it's like, times were hard for us Bengalis at that time. Nobody was like rich, well off, and the only trade was like a grocery shop and factories like making leather coats and jackets, and these were the main, and restaurants, few restaurants, not a lot. So there wasn't a lot of trades, and we wasn't like now. Alhamdulillah, I'm really proud of our community. We're nearly everywhere. We got which departments are we not in? Like we got mayors, MPs, you name it, solicitors, barristers, everything.
Even if you go to Greenland, you'll probably find a Bengali somewhere.
Yeah. We're all over the world.
Yeah.
But UK, we pushed it. So I'm really proud that our community has gone so far, and we have so many talented people in all sectors.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
And I think some of the credits have to go to people like yourselves who have, fought the resistance movement against the racism.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this resistance. Once when we was about 17, 18, people from other towns like King Cross and Shoreditch, they used to come and take us to help them fight off racist people. Like we used to be like, we felt like we used to really go and got in trouble with police and stuff. Go and helping out other people. So,
did you have ever any physical injuries as a result of resistance?
Yeah. Well, when I was not hospitalizing, but punch here, there, kicks here and there. Like we did have a lot of fights and did get beaten up as well. Not severe, but here and there.
So you had to be just mentally tough, even if you didn't have a tough mentality. No, you just had to develop it. There was no choice.
Or you stay home, you don't come out. Either you do that, or you're not coming at the house after 4:00. You're in your house, and it was very hard. And at that time, the people that worked in factories, everyone used to get paid on a Friday. So there's so many cases like people coming home with wages on a Friday. Most of them couldn't come home with the money. These people used to wait for them and just rob them.
Wow.
So it was really, now it's like Bangladesh, it's like here is like freedom in Bangladesh, which is like, it's good, alhamdulillah.
I sometimes call it People's Republic of Tower Hamlets.
You go Whitechapel, you think you're in Bangladesh. Like.
Alhamdulillah. So you started a business, and I think it was a grocery store back in 1987. That is, believe it or not, 1 year after I was born.
Okay, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are real OG, I say.
Okay.
So how did that come about?
That came about, Shadwell, Watney Street. There was there's nothing there before. I think there's one shop under the arches before. So. And my dad used to work in a leather factory, and then My dad was a little businessman in Bangladesh, where they, in the bazaar where they sell things on the, not proper shopkeeper, but, the lawyer bondani bara, those kind of things. So
my dad did the same thing. He used to sell agarbatti, on the bazaar, on the floor.
On the floor, yeah. My dad used to sell potatoes and stuff like that. I don't know, all this stuff. So he was like, but my dad wasn't educated though. He couldn't even write his name. So
Wow.
So he's like, but he was quite clever guy. And
Street smart.
Yeah, street smart. So then, as this shop was belonged to this Englishman. So my dad was, he managed to get it off him, buy it off him. And me, I was like 14 years old. I was still in school, stepping in school. But I was in school, but my mind was not in school. I was like in and out of school, really. Like, I couldn't really concentrate ever on education. I don't know why. So when I was 14, my dad got this shop and he ain't got a clue how to run it. Neither do I. I don't know how to run a shop. I ain't got a clue. How am I going to run a shop? I don't know nothing. I'm just a
And
little...
you're still 14.
Yeah, I'm 14. So then my dad, he got this shop. Then who's going to run the shop? He doesn't know nothing. He can't. He don't understand anything. It's not like Bangladeshi shop. You go with some tukri and sell it in the bazaar, and like it's not like
No
that.
overheads, no costs. You just
no. So then he's asked me, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know what to do. Then I dropped school. At 14 and a half, I stopped going and I started trying to find out how to do this shop. So that time there was only a few grocery shops in the whole area. There was one in Hessel Street, 2 or 3 in Brick Lane. The whole time I had about 5 shops.
Wow.
It's nothing. It's like, but I ain't got a clue what to do, where to buy anything from, how to run a shop. I don't understand nothing. So I went to one of the shops, asked them for help, bits and pieces. So they did help me a little bit, saying like, okay, get milk from here and this from there. And like, so it started off like a little tuck shop sort of thing. Like, so I had bits and pieces.
Wow.
It was nothing, just had some this and that. Like the shop was like twice the size of this room. Like it was very small.
Wow.
So
Do you still have that shop? Or is it
yeah, it's
gone?
still there. It's still there, and yeah, my brother runs it, sort of my older brother. So and it's still got the lights from that time, the tires from that time.
MashaAllah, it's going to turn into a museum soon.
Yeah, he doesn't let me change anything. He goes, no, it's my dad's Sriti.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fix it up. He doesn't let me.
So effectively self-listed building.
Yeah, self-listed building. So it's still there. It's still there. And it's
Wow, I need to go and check it out one day because
yeah.
that is mashallah, like since 1987.
Yeah, it's there 1987. But when we did open up, that there was a shortage of because there was no shops around, and slowly after a few years, when I got to know how to run the shop a little bit, I was a workaholic, 7 days non-stop. I used to open the shop, close the shop, go and do the marketing, have to go and buy the vegetables, go and buy the groceries. Everything I used to do one-man show. There's no help from nobody, and I couldn't even afford help that time. So that's where it started, and slowly the shop got so busy. It was, mashallah, people loved the service and people used the shop. And we had a post office next to us. And that time, most of the people got their money from the post office. Like so they used to take the money out and come and spend in our shop. And slowly it got so busy, it was really hard to handle. Then my younger brother came in after 5-6 years and helped me out.
So you said you used to do the shopping, the vegetable shopping.
Yeah,
Is it the vegetable market?
Yeah, vegetable market.
You had to go in the night.
I used to go in the night, and then I used to I used to go to the cash and carries to buy all the rest of the stuff, the drinks, the oil, all the dry stuff, biscuits and stuff. Everything was done by me. And even after we closed the shop, I really worked so hard in my life. Sometimes when I think back now, I said, wow, how did I manage that? It's like 7 days non-stop for 12 years I've done that, non-stop. Somebody asked me, when was your day off? I said, what does that mean? So there was no day off. And the worst thing was, that time we had people wanted delivery to their house because of the bags of rice. The
Yeah,
only
we buy in bulk, don't we?
buy in bulk, yeah. So the bags of rice that time, there was no 20 kilo, 10 kilo, 5 kilo bags. And if there was a few 1 kilos, but nobody bought 1 kilo. Everybody wanted the big bag, which is 45 kilos.
Man.
And after closing the shop, I used to deliver these bags to people's houses. 45 kilo bag of rice and 15 liter oil can, the big oil can, and a 20 kilo onion bag. So people would come and order, and I used to go and deliver that by myself up to 4th floor. Shadow Gardens and all these, most of the places didn't have a lift. I had to carry all this stuff up to their houses and deliver it. I used to do it.
Wow.
I don't know how I done it.
So you didn't need any workouts, anything. Everything
No.
was all built in.
All built in, yes. I don't know. I had that ambition and passion and the hunger for to obviously make money.
Where did it come from, that hunger?
I think because of the hunger came of the struggle, because I saw my dad working 7 days to make ends meet, and we had family, my dad's family, his sisters, his cousins, they were all poor. So he had to send money every month to them for them to survive. And we had basics in our house. There's no luxuries. Like, you couldn't open a cupboard and see like chocolate crisps and drinks. And like nowadays, you go to anybody's house, the cupboards are full. That time there was nothing in the cupboards. So we were 3 brothers. We had to share a packet of crisps. We had to share a packet of Mars bar, cut into 3 pieces. That's what gave me the motivation. I can't be doing this. I have to do something.
I completely relate to what you're saying now, because when we moved in 1997, still, I think for us, again, my father was, as I said, very poor. He used to sit in the bazaar.
Yeah.
He didn't have 2 taka to buy his books, madrasa books.
Yeah.
So that's how poor he was. And then he was sponsored as an imam in this country by Enfield Mosque in 86. And then he didn't bring us until 1997.
Okay.
The reason was he was very worried, like, we're going to become messed up kids and we're going to, go the wrong way.
Okay.
But alhamdulillah, why I'm saying this is because I completely relate to what you're saying. The crisps and the drinks, this is what mehman would bring to our house.
That's right.
Other people would bring to our house, and then we would have it, and then it's finished until next mehman comes.
That's right.
Until I got married. And I'm like, that was not part of my understanding. I have to go Asdan buy snacks because we're never used to it.
That's right. Life was hard for a lot of people, though. Most people suffered that time.
Subhanallah.
10 pence was luxury. But that time, when you had 10 pence, you could go into a shop, buy crisp, drink, sweet, bread, milk. From 10 pence, you probably have change left.
So the inflation was not, bad at all back then.
Yeah.
What was your dreams? Obviously you went to Stepney Green School. I also went to Stepney Green School. I was not allowed to go to primary school because I went way past, my age was way past the primary school age. So Stepney Green School is where I went. Mm-hmm. What you ended up doing and what your vision perhaps was, did it line up, or was it completely different?
Exactly lined up. I always wanted to be a shopkeeper. I don't know why. So, and that's what's happened.
So you manifested and it happened.
Yeah, it happened.
Subhanallah, amazing. So it took you some 20 years before you really started making some serious moves.
Yes.
What took so long between 87 till 20 years later when you started with Mas Bazar?
Yeah, Mas Bazar started in 2004. But the planning, the idea, the concept came into my head in 1996.
Okay.
So that's like 87 to 96. It was like maybe about 10 years after. Because after doing business for 10 years in this little shop, the demand I saw was like there was not enough choice for our community, especially fish. Because Bengali, we love our fish.
Yeah.
So, we had 2 freezers in the shop. How many different fish are you going to put in 2 freezers? So the demand was there, but there was no space. So, and that's when my idea came that I want to do a fish shop. So I spoke to my brothers, my mom, my dad. They told me, because there was other shops in Brick Lane, Ali Brothers, Taz Stores, A few of our shops in Brick Lane, they're much bigger. They had a range of fish, and they had a range of. They're much bigger shop. They had range. Our ones are really small. We can't. So they told me, they goes to me. I've lost the plot a little bit. I'm a bit loony. Who would come to a Mas Bazar, just a fish shop? People wouldn't come to your shop. Because I wanted to do it on Chapman Street. After about 7-8 years of our shop, we bought another shop in Chapman Street, 139 Chapman Street, the first shop in the corner, and we was using it for storage for this shop. So I spoke to my family. Let me turn that into a fish shop. Nobody wanted to do it. Nobody wanted to even tell me. I asked, give me the permission. At that time, I was young. I did have to have permission from my elders.
Yeah.
I couldn't just go and do it. So therefore, I was loony, and how can a fish shop work? Who would come to a fish shop? People would go to a shop where there's fish, meat, the rest of the stuff, and just do everything there. Who would come there? Nobody agreed. Nobody. They just completely blanked me out and said, "Nishad this way, no,
don't do
it." And I spoke to a few of my friends to make them partners. Therefore, I was crazy as well. I spoke to my relatives as well, because at that time, I had no help. Who would run it for me? So I wanted a partner who would, when I say partner, I wanted somebody, I couldn't trust anybody with my tills, So I said, I need a partner who can run my tills, take the cash and money. Nobody agreed. Even the partner now, he didn't agree. This was by force. Tofajul, he was my good friend, and he didn't want to do it. That's only I was loony, crazy as well. So I said, no way, I don't want to do this. You mad? Who's going to come to a fish shop? So from 1996, I kept on talking to my people, my friends, my family. Agree. Nobody goes there. No, 2004, February, I'm going to open it. I'm just going to go. Sorry.
I'm just going to do it.
My dad passed away, and in 2003, then 2004, I thought, okay, Dad's not here. I'm just going to maybe override everybody else. and I did. I overrided everybody else, and I opened it 2004. And the partner I took, my friend Tafajul, I gave him free, no money.
Just come,
just run the show for me. So he goes, by force. I actually grabbed him. I said, look, if it doesn't work, I'll pay you wages.
Okay.
Just come and run it for me. By force, I got him. He didn't have a clue what business is, what fish is, what is the pub and what is the idea. Yeah, he didn't have a clue because he was from he used to do tailoring. He's good at making jackets, leather jackets.
Okay.
So he was in that trade. Heitasanto is very good at that.
So quite naturally, he was like, what the hell? I'm not going to do this.
I'm not going to do it. He goes, no, I'm not going to leave my job. Then I'll make good money and he's not going to come. I had to force him. To Ranchi, 2004, and Yakulchi, February. Believe me, that at that time, the advertising, there was no social media, and there was no, I don't think Bengali TV channels are still near. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
There wasn't any. So there was no advertising. The only advertising was done in a newspaper, Notun Din Shurma.
Yeah.
So we put a little ad in that one and got some leaflets out. The day I opened, it's like, OMG. Jam-packed with people, jam-packed. Service, there was another shop, was not so big, but people just gate crashed it like, oh my God. And it's like, because I had relation with the suppliers who supply fish, they really helped me out. One of them is IPCO. They really helped me out. And I actually crashed the fish market. When I say crashed it, I put on different style of selling things. It's like, the fish, that before me, it never got sold without weight. It has to be, they put it, this is the price, you put it on a weight, they weigh it up for you, tell you how much it is. I changed that concept. I put it as like, there's no weight. This fish is that much, that fish is that much, like each. Single price like IDC. And somehow that's clicked so much, and price half for Ilisi. Big size Ilisha, 1 kilo, 1200 grams, 1 pound.
Wow.
1 pound, people just went mad. And first day opening or bade, when the people that come here, the ladies, the men, I tell you, yeah, clear advertiser, you say, oh, Babi, he's old, yeah, Master Dukan Kulchin, oh, Sasa, oh, Baisa, oh, Dullah, his word of mouth just cracked it open so much.
Wow.
It's like unbelievable.
Wow.
That's where it just took off like that.
And what was the response back? The following morning, obviously, the first day is done, trade is done. Now the perception is probably, you know what, it's going to die down very soon. Or there's others who are thinking, oh shit.
No, I thought it's not going to die down. I couldn't sleep. I'm going to mask It's
so funny.
because of the excitement of what's happened. I never expected this to happen. They're like people. Then the whole week we had people from Birmingham, Luton, Scotland. You know, people following their relatives. Oh, come here! Look, all over the country, Manush Aya. The whole area got chock-a-blocked. I had the council down my neck. The whole trading standard, 5 departments from the council. They come to see what's going on here. So I don't know what's going on. I'm selling fish. So that's where it started off. It kicked off. That's the name Mas Bazar came in, and that's what it really kicked off.
Can anyone else just follow the same recipe and put offers on? And can they at that time could they have achieved the same, or is there an energy, different energy to Aklu Miah?
There's completely different energy to Aklu Miah till today. The whole grocery community, they follow me. Whatever I do, they copy me. Today, this is 2004. I'm 24.
Wow.
So from that time, then from 2004, Khotoda Mas Bazar Kuloise, using, so many Mas Bazars opened up trying to copy me. But original is original. They never got it right, and they never can get it right.
Wow.
So
that is absolutely, I mean, mashallah, I mean.
So this is where it came off from. Then it expanded to a lot more on Chapman Street. Because
what I remember of Chapman Street was just garages.
It was dead street. The whole street. Amra Shadwal Takia, we used to be scared walking down the street. Chapman was dark, undied, few garages. After hours, when it gets dark, there's hardly any light in that street. Normal people to be scared. Us, we used to be scared walking down the street.
So because of you, Network Rail probably thought, we need to redevelop this place and make some serious money out of this place.
There's a lot, Network Rail is a problem and it's like there's so many issues with them because issue is kita lagi Mas Bazar ya stop hoise na to. Mas Bazar war then after 1 year or 1.5 years, then I thought to myself, there's people coming here from far away. When I mean far as Scotland. You're going to think, who the hell's going to come and buy fish from Scotland to here in Shadwell? It's a joke. I thought to myself, I couldn't really understand it. And they used to just come buy one fish, gari boria liya jaita. It was not just like ekta mas, ekta irisha, ekta row. No, it's just gari bori liya jaita.
Full stock up.
Full stock, because I master I
wow. So if someone wants to do similar things, I mean, what do they have to do? I'm not going to open up a grocery store. That's not my line. Because I think what you guys do, mashallah, I mean, even now, and I'm sure we're going to get to that in a bit, you're dealing with, frozen food is one thing, fish and stuff, but you're dealing with perishables. And that is a big problem for me and the way I do business. Perishable is just like, within a few days, you're going to have to either sell it or you're going to have to throw it away. So you're always on that thin line.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So what would someone have to do to run a business like yours?
Well, that's a very tough question, though. How am I going to answer that? Well, with so many people trying to do it, but it's not so easy. Because we have a network where that's why we can really we can push ourselves, and because we can buy cheaper because we're buying direct from source. No, a lot of people can do that, because if you open up a shop, you'll have to rely on suppliers, this and that. We don't rely on suppliers. So
you're doing the whole supply chain yourself. You are that supply chain.
We do our own supply, and we buy from source from various countries now. That's why we can be really competitive and give good things, and That's why.
Would you say it's more of intellectual property? It's the experience that you've gained over the
Yes,
years and the
yeah.
connections and that face, the Aklu Miah face.
That's
You
right.
can walk to any supplier and say, "Hey, I need this.
Yeah.
Can you sort it out?"
Yeah.
And it's done.
That's you just exactly said what it is. That's what it is. For a new startup, is obviously can be done, but there's a dedication, money lagbo, experience lagbo. Noya Korea is very difficult to sustain because there's so many big boys out there who have experience and money and power and a lot of things.
So, okay, on a bad side, obviously the good side is, you were rammed.
Yeah.
But that presented a challenge.
Yeah, but that didn't stop there. It's still, there's a long way to go.
Okay, carry on.
It didn't stop there, and then Mas Bazar was a serious good success, alhamdulillah. Then, I thought to myself, it's like, okay, if someone is coming from Bradford and Scotland and Birmingham to buy fish here, then why don't we give them something else? Because they need the vegetables as well. So then, a couple of years down the line, we took the shop next door, opened Casa Bazar, vegetable shop. Wallah, work isina, then, mashallah, success. Then they're taking vegetables after another year or so. I said to myself, if they're taking vegetables, they need the rice as well. Then we opened Bargain Bazaar, then we opened Noya Bazaar, then we opened Family Bazaar. There's so many bazaars on Chapman Street. Then other people came in as well, other people. The word bazaar, it didn't exist in our community.
No, it didn't.
I brought it out. The word sale, offers, it didn't exist in our community. Ikta ami bar korchi. Kono sale kheu ikta jancheu na sale kila dito kita korto offers kila dito bazaar je naam dito na. They didn't exist. Ita amar dewa shara. All this concept of offers, this that, ita ami start korchi. And all these bazaars were on the same street, Chapman Street. So that created Chapman Street after amra deshor bondor bazar lagan hoye gesil, like ben people there always like sharadin, trolleys, forklifts, this that is chaos. So I had the council, really clamping down on me, this that, and both kure muk bon korchi table thule dikota kora lagse.
Wow.
So many different ways. But last year fara gese na, the back car park. I don't know if you've been Chapman Street.
Yeah.
So they even demonstration person, as Bengalis to close that down.
Wow.
So last year they did close us down, the back car park, then business of Chapman Street. It was really...
So since then on, what challenges, what other challenges, problems have you faced? Obviously stock shortages because you had to call IBCO guys, yo, I need more stock. Can you send it down ASAP?
Yeah.
Where from? Wherever they are in Manchester or somewhere.
Yes. But then these challenges gave me really headache, and then we started doing our own thing, nize product sourcing kora, just to rely on other suppliers. So alhamdulillah, a lot of products most of the demanding products I source myself from various countries. So don't rely on nobody. So that's why one is really good.
So have you ever considered doing something similar in Bangladesh, or is probably well served that market because, I don't know?
Bangladesh, I love my country, but it's a problem for me because of I can't get along with them, and I think a lot of them are deceiving. There's pala manush aso, but a lot of them are very deceiving, and I took.
You have to be careful.
Very careful in the show. So I would never. I don't want to do anything in Bangladesh apart from go there and enjoy my home and come back. So itamar nai, because I believe future generation, my son, our natinosha, ita eventually mansheni bagi amra gor pashar already niragi. I'm sure you know as well. Manshar badi gor niragi, sasar gor baye, over gor baye, batiza othai badi gor niragi, pashay niragi. I've got so many cases I amar bisar bolte trying to help them out. Je tar badi nergi, tar pashani segi. Eventually amra otoni bagi. That's I have this feeling like another 100 years. Wow.
How important is it to keep that relationship between Bangladesh and the UK?
I think it's very important to keep the roots there, like at least go and visit, and I think roots then identity. So I think it's very, very important. That's why I've just made a nice body where if my kids and Natinosha gele, they will want to go back because of what I've done there.
Almost like, you land and you entered a resort or something, and they would most likely look forward to going there because of the flexibility and the freedom, and you could then run around and do whatever you want.
That's right.
And in Bangladesh, the air, it just pulls you in. It just like sucks you in somehow. And every time, although you're there for a short period of time, it just like doesn't want to let you go.
It doesn't. The Rohtottan, I think,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. Our country is amazing, but our country's got no system, believe me. People just do whatever they want. People abuse the power, abuse everything. System takle, I'd love to maybe do something there and spend more time there
you like systems. I can see that you like to organize things.
Yeah,
and I would say I think that is probably one of your success factors, where you like things to be organized. And I've been to your stores and I've seen things are categorized, labeled, and with boards, where you can see what's what, where is what.
I try because so it's very hard to manage all of them. That's why.
Amazing. So, hey guys, I hope you have been enjoying today's episode of Side by Side with myself and a fellow Bangladeshi entrepreneur, Aklu Miah. If you have been enjoying our contents on Side by Side, please do consider subscribing to our channel on the platform you are tuned into, as it is your subscription that motivates us to keep edging forward episode by episode. And inshallah, with you by our side, we will reach the top. With that said, let's get straight back into the show. Was there any kickback from competitors seeing your success? Was there any jealousy?
Yeah, well, definitely. There was meetings to close me down,
active jealousy.
Active jealousy. I'm not going to name any names, but they did have, after my surprise, a lot of the suppliers, shopkeepers got together and they tried to close my supply line down with this, saying to the suppliers, don't supply him or we won't buy from you, this and that. But because of my relation, they couldn't do it. If it was some other guy, they would have closed it down because they threatened the suppliers saying, if you give it to him. So that happened, but I overcome that because of my relation with the suppliers. They really loved
Did you ever make any loss? When you started selling for so cheap everything, did you make a loss?
Every time I make a loss. Every time I do a sale or mela offer, I lose money. Every time. Intentionally. Because it's like, even now when I do a sale, if it's a 5-day sale, I don't know if I should mention something. I lose a lot of money. Because
tune of what? A rough estimate, how much you would lose?
Now, I would lose 5 days, 50K.
Effectively, you're just feeding people, like a host.
Yeah, like a host. It's like a dawat waisenary because when I do a sale, sa free, drinks free, mango free, sanasur free, arm free, cattle free. It's like a host. I love doing that. It makes me feel good. You know why it does make me feel good? Because these are the people giving me things all year round. They're supporting me. I'm selling things to them. Obviously, I'm making money. But why not? Let me give something back to them.
Amazing.
That's what I do. I give back. I don't do it to make money. I never done it to make money. Obviously, সারা বছর business করি আর বছর 2 সপ্তাহ 1 সপ্তাহ হিয়া 1 সপ্তাহ 6 months বাদে 2 সপ্তাহ দিন আমি দেলাই কি তো হইলো I love doing it. আমার ভালো লাগে.
Amazing. Amazing. Now, normally empires like this, as you said, and I think I understood, correct me if I'm wrong, like it was difficult for you to trust people with the tills and with the internal matters.
Yes.
So how did you grow at such a rapid pace? Was it with family members?
No.
I know you have an older brother, and are you the second?
Yes.
Yeah, I've met your older brother at a wedding.
My older brother is not. He doesn't even know how many shops that we got. He is not interested in all this. He keeps saying, "Don't do so much, because you're not going to have time for your creator. You're going to have less. The more you do, the less time you'll have for your creator." And he's got this concept, and he keeps saying, "No. Every time we're trying to do something new, খালি কই না আন্না আর কিতা করতে হবে
Do you seek his blessings like before you do something?
always yeah but sometimes I don't listen to him so much because he said don't do that don't do it so I feel bad but end of the day I think we just got a auto switch on. Even Bill Gates, Elon Musk, they can't stop. So I think we're built like that.
Yeah.
And whoever's controlled that, they're very lucky people. Dunia maya sari dise. Farina tomra. Everybody wants.
Yeah. So was it a family run operation or
No, beginning was family run operation. Then family, just me and my younger brother are very active. I do the frozen sector, and he does the perishable, the veg. So we have, the Spitalfield markets.
Yeah.
We have 3 stands there.
Oh, you have a stand where you sell to other people?
Yeah.
No way.
We have 3 stands there. So we do wholesale veg. Well, my brother, he sources from around the world, all over the world. They know the tase, and he's too good.
Or Ruhul by all?
No, Ruhul is not my brother.
Oh, okay.
No, my brother is Hassan.
Okay.
Yeah, Ruhul is my partner's brother.
Okay.
Ruhul came into it after, when Mas Bazar opened with my partner Tofajul.
Okay.
Well, when I say partner, made partner, I'm banaisi to run my shop. So when the shop was so busy, then Ruhul helped us. Then he left his job and he came here, and then I taught him how to do things slowly. Years went along, then he was capable of running it himself. That gave me a lot of free time because it was stress running things.
Wow.
Yeah, so Ruhul is my friend's brother, not mine.
So friends, brothers are what? Ruhul is Faisal your brother?
No, none of them are my brothers. My brother is only Hassan and Harun. Harun Bhai is not anything to do with this.
The older one.
And Hassan is very active with me.
Okay.
He runs Khasa Bazar.
Okay.
And I run Mas Bazar, Food Bazar, all that. I'm not doing sector loyasi, but interconnected. Joint.
I see. So, Alhamdulillah, that's good. So how do you go about, when you face disagreements, whether it's partners, whether it's family members, how do you navigate through? Because you've got one emotional connection with your family, your friends or whatever, and then at the same time you've got business relations. How do you navigate between the both?
Well, it's not easy. It's not easy navigating. You have a lot of issues, and it's like the world goes on, and the world is a very difficult world, where even your son, boroyal lekhota hunena, fuayo khota hunena, furiyo khota hunena. So life goes on like this. Is even in business, when people they grow up, they want to go their own way and change things, and it's very hard to navigate these things. It's easy now, but me, I don't really stress so much. I just put yesterday behind and try to go forward myself. This is how.
Do you get any online hate these days?
No.
So nobody's trying to come for you and trying to make you look bad or something like that.
No, nobody's. It did
That's
happen
good.
once, but
That's a blessing.
No.
How do you manage such a clean, good reputation?
Because I don't pick on anybody. I try to avoid anybody that's disturbing, and that's,
You don't like Jamila?
No, I don't like Jamila, and I don't. Even if you said something to me, I'd walk away. I don't want to really take it further and just blow you up or something. I just walk away.
It's not worth it, is it?
No, it's not worth it.
It's not worth the headache, aggravation that's going to come afterwards.
No, it's not worth it. Plus, I fear Allah. Allah said, just walk away. It's the best thing to do.
Wow. So now you have gained a lot of, alhamdulillah, influence can be a good thing and a bad thing.
Yes.
If not handled well.
That's right.
So far, I do follow your Facebook. Mashallah, it's very open. You take people on a journey on what you're doing. You show your home and the backyard and Bangladesh home. That's amazing. There are other people with influence. They have television channels and stuff like that. Would you ever consider doing something like this?
Not really. No, I wouldn't. Doing that. I really don't have time to do it. It'll make me too busy. I think I've got too much on my plate. It's overflowing, and I can't even handle what's there. And I really don't want to go into any other sector. my sector is too busy for me. Like, and I love doing what I do, and that's why it keeps me going, because I really don't want to go into different sectors and different other things. And আসলে সময় নাই. That's why.
Shamoy is very scarce, very limited.
Yes.
And yeah.
Mm.
And changing an industry is so much headache, so much hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. But alhamdulillah, I have done a lot in my trade, and you know, it's like we're doing a lot to. Obviously, the bottom line is to make money, but same time supporting the community, providing things that, because like look, even if you go today now, আমার দোকানে লেসু আছে আস্তা ইশারা, look around the whole world, you won't find one lesu. So we source things that other people can't source. So you know, is that's a talent we have of our experience of all these years. যে জিনিস আনিয়া দিতাম পারি that অন্যখানে নাই, people can't got it.
You travel a lot. I mean, is traveling mandatory, necessary, or can you not do stuff over the phone, or is that a thing in your business where you have to travel?
No, I don't travel a lot. I used to before. I don't travel a lot. Sometimes I need a break. Sometimes it's for sourcing new products, new things, which there's a lot of new things coming for the community. I'm trying to make life a bit more easier for sisters at home
and younger generation, hopefully. So that I will touch on, you know, how you are going to make things easier for younger generation, you know, who like everything to be done for them.
That's
and
right.
There are other alternative options out there already, and what you guys will be doing. Now, before that, I want to know, how do you think? Because you think big. And is there a strategy, a system to your madness? I mean, is there a formula before you commit to something like Aklu Plaza or Debenhams in Romford? What is that method?
Actually, there is no formula. It's just gut feeling and passion and ambition, and want to do something new. And there's no statistics. There's no big people with fires and trying to do. It's just me and my craziness. Because I just go and I don't ask nobody. I do it.
So when Debenhams, that property came along, how did that come about, and how did that attract you? Like
that attracted me because I always had a sort of like a passion and ambition to give something new to the community. Always আমার একটা শখ আর like I don't know,
to come something with new, and I think that's one of your competitive edge, you know, the newness, something different, something other people wouldn't have.
That's right. So my concept to that was obviously that kind of building, that harmless nai amra elakat ita building is thaklo is not available. You know, when you go Bangladesh, you go Silet Alhambra Market, Blue Water Shopping Center, you know, Side Fastala building, you know, ita aseni amra. Here,
no.
We don't have anything like that, do we?
No.
We have so many people with so much money. No one's done like something like that. We all visit these markets and go and like shop from there. So we haven't got anything like that in this country. So, okhta amar ekta shokh asil ari, ichcha asil je khora jayni here in this country. Obviously, oise na wrong area asil, parking issue asil. If there was parking in the front, I could have pulled that off. If the parking was multi-story, and nobody wants to do their shopping rice and all in a trolley, go into a lift, go up the lift and go into a parking, then come back with the trolley. The system didn't work. That's where I failed. And I thought in the beginning it was, you know, in Aklu Plaza, it was Kular, but the whole area clogged out. You know, I had the Havering Council down my neck.
What's going on?
They see a fly, they write a letter. What's this fly doing here? They had a demonstration outside the building to close it down.
No way.
Yeah.
Was it from English people?
Yeah.
They didn't like the idea of...
Because this area is Shadain dominated.
Yeah.
They didn't like a little Bengali guy coming here in the heart of their town and coming opening this
shutting down the whole area.
They didn't like that at all. So they kept on trying every angle to to shut it down.
So not only did you have the parking issue, now you have got people sending letters, and these things they can become quite tiresome, isn't it?
It is.
Like complaints, this, that,
So much,
handling.
so much. The andazi complainer, they see anything, they write a letter. Anything, simple little things. They just think whatever, anything kunta failo city delight.
Wow. Do you think that was an oversight? The parking thing on your part.
It was an oversight. We did think about it quite a few times. Because of the parking. Sinta korte. Then I'm a bit crazy, and I thought, let me just try it out. Just let me just try it out. It doesn't really bother me because I ain't taking nothing with me. I'll have to leave everything. So I just tried it out. I take
that meant you've had to have a good cash flow to experiment such a task.
Yes, Asil, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Now, how long did it take for you to take that lease on? I mean, what did the landlords, did they say, what are you going to do in this place? Because Debenhams is a prestigious thing, and nice beauty shops, and then now all of a sudden you're going to start selling.
Yeah, the
fish and vegetables.
landlord is an Indian guy. He was quite friendly with me, and he didn't mind whatever I had done. He doesn't care as long as he gets his rent. So he didn't bother.
And did he ask for a business plan, or was it just a relationship thing?
No business plan, nothing. Just rental agreement. How much rent we're gonna agree? There's no business plan, nothing.
So he knew Aklu is known and he's done it before.
And he thought, it's gonna work, and he just. There was no. I never have a business plan until today to anything I've done. I don't even know how to make a business plan. So there's no business plan.
I think it's your strategic advantages that you work on.
All on my head. There is no business plan. There is nothing. No plan. Everything.
Do you think that your team have a business plan though? No. Although you may not have a so laid out plan, but surely they have to have some sort of
It's just pen and
method.
paper. I just draw it out with them. Just put this here, and that's it. There's no plan. That's all of my businesses are open like that. No plan at all.
So what is that success factor? Is it the offers? Is it your strategic advantages of or competitive advantage, or is your aura, the energy that Aklu has that he just attracts?
I think it's the energy and the products I provide and how I provide it and how I sell it, and I think it's all that. So.
Wow. So from the lease till launch for Aklu Plaza, how long did that take?
From the lease to launch, it was about I think 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
Did you get rent free?
Yeah, we did get rent free. Yeah.
And it doesn't exist anymore, Aklu Plaza.
I still got it.
You still got it?
Yes.
You still pay the lease?
Yes.
You still pay the money?
Yes.
So what are you doing with it?
It's a storage now.
Inna lillah.
The building is 250,000 square feet.
So it's not going to waste?
Well, a lot of it is, but most of it's got my storage in it for the rest of my businesses. Bakato, we got quite a fondrobishta dukanase.
Okay.
So all the stock is there.
How much is something like this? There's 250,000 square foot building, pretty much a premium location.
What do you mean, how much?
How much is it to lease? Is it monthly lease?
How much is it to lease? Well, the rent was just over £500,000.
Kita a month or
yearly?
Yearly.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I think that's
the rates is over £500,000 as well, though. So that takes it over $1 million a year. It's like quite a bit. So
I don't know how you think. I mean, I thought I was bold and courageous and daring, but when I came across you, I knew of you. But when I saw this Aklu Plaza stuff, and now A&H, and then you're shining down the whole Beckton, that retail park, it's like, how does this man think? And he's also a Bengali. He's also from the same community.
Well, it's just like, I just go for things I want to do. I don't think too much, and I'm not a stingy person as well. It's like, this is what I do.
So anything big in the pipeline?
It's not big. It's probably wise. It's not big. The pipeline is my sort of like ambition, passion is like us as a Bengali community. We eat a lot of products that amrannai. Like example, if I give you like oil, dal, rice, বেশি রাইস এই দেশের মাঝে বেশি রাইস খেয়ে খায়
Are we Bengalis? Is it us
I
Bengalis?
think so. আমরা তো ভাত খাই না নি আমরা হলক তো ভাত লাঞ্চে ভাত to other communities I don't know maybe Chinese do but other like আমরা খানদার community India Pakistan they don't have so much rice তারা আটা রুটিও তা খায় রাইস খাই আমরা and রাইস খার খাই আকাশ আর বাতাস আর ওতার খাই না নি আর খার খাই আছে নি আর খাই রাইস so we spice খার খাই রাজা খাই নাটকো খাই টিআরএস খাই তা খার these are all
Indian?
আমরা কোনটা নাই
No.
খাইয়াই আর সারা জিন্দেগি আমরা so this is what I'm focused on now যে আমরা community আমরাও তা খাইতাম this is my
next big
this is what
move,
I'm doing
inshallah.
now I'm working on things তারারে অত পয়সা কিতা লাগিতাম আমরা দেশও কিছু যাওক আমরা community যাওক that's why I'm coming out with a lot of these products soon.
And are you ever going to go into almost ready cooked meals where you can just microwave it and just eat it?
Definitely.
You know, like bhat torkhari, the lamb curry, the chicken curry, the way it's made at home or restaurants. You know, I always think, imagine there was a service where I know there are packaged meals, but they are kind of bland. It's not our style. And I think with the growing younger generation, although they may not cook it, but I think they still appreciate this whole mom's home cooked food.
Well, there's a very good question you asked. It's like it's being packed as we speak now.
Amazing.
Yes, so it's nearly ready.
Amazing. That's so good. I think I will definitely be one of your your early adopters because I do enjoy it and obviously we're
cook karabaka hard.
Yes,
when I mentioned I'm going to help my goros ma bonentore. This is what I meant about cooking.
Are you going to supply to other supermarkets as well?
Yeah, all over the country, not just me, Sharareddin, because this is coming soon.
Inshallah. Now, a bit more spicy stuff.
Okay.
And I hope you wouldn't mind me asking, because it is public, that video where you challenged a shopkeeper or a delivery person delivering Qurbani meat, which later transpired to be, it was apparently halal and it was butcher, the Qurbani was done properly. But you were quite angry at that man or the delivery people. What was your sentiment at that time?
Okay.
And obviously you probably thought, it doesn't sound right, 11 o'clock. How can Qurbani come so quickly?
Yes. Well, that day, I went to mosque in Darul Ummah. I think it was 10 o'clock Jamaat. So now Jamaat Seshaya, Chapman Street, obviously, I have so many shops there. Yeah. But I just came round, I walked, and as soon as I came round, I saw that, and I don't know what happened to me. I just sort of like flipped. I think to myself, what the hell? I knew first Jamaat was 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know there was a Jamaat at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Is it?
I don't know. I've never heard of that. So, but I don't know. I'm still
in two minds.
Two minds about it. But maybe there is a 5 o'clock Jamaat, which I've never heard of. Earliest is about 7 o'clock Jamaat. So, idor ekta din ami dekhi tara gadi udi empty malullah maya tara delivery diya zahar ki nearly finished. I don't know why I flipped that. I switched. Amar je rag utse dekhiya what the hell Shamne hota khorra and Shadwell khorra. Shadwell is my gao.
Yeah.
It's not just my house. I just don't live there in a house. I see that as my village. Gao lagan. Everybody knows me. Everybody amare matai na matai. I've got a connection deep down in Shadwell. And you come in Shadwell and onaya delivery the later, I got pissed off. Amar ragur se kisu I was a bit abusive. I think I don't know.
Yeah, I did watch that video. It was quite harsh. I'm not gonna lie. Especially there were delivery people, right?
Yeah.
They weren't really the shop owners.
Well, it's like there were delivery people, but they wouldn't respond when I was asking.
Okay, you just expected for them to stand there and straight up answer your questions.
Yeah, because they're sinitwami. I know them.
Oh, you know them?
I know every single one of them. I've been there in the trade nearly 40 years now. So if I know them, that's why Amari Khole Mata is. I know them, all of them.
Okay, so there was a backlash from
Yeah.
the community, and how did you go about it?
Well, everybody was saying he was good. I done a good thing. Most of the people were saying bala korse, this and that. But then the owner came and he's sort of like related to me as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he come and explained and saying there's a 5 o'clock Jamaat. They finished at 5, then they put it here, and it did make some sense because first Ashram is Zomato Izayuddin.
Then they could go straight to work.
Yeah, but then I did make another video and sent it out saying correction, my mistake. I didn't know there's a 5 o'clock Jamaat, and that was it for that. But there's a lot of people who was asking questions, this and that. But it's like, look, I've been in this trade for nearly 40 years now. So, people come in and ordering Qurbani. So, one thing I'd like to say to the viewers who are watching this, Qurbani is coming again. I mean, do your homework and order. If a shopkeeper says he's going to give you your delivery 10 in the morning, you should really think about it.
Do some maths.
Do some maths. How is he going to do it? And even if it is, it's going to be a small amount, mass amount. You can't have a slaughterhouse give it the whole community 10 o'clock in the morning. It's not possible. So what we do in my sector of Qurbani, really we don't want to take Qurbani orders, but we do it as a service, not to make money or anything. So we do it as a service. The side I am a regular customer. We do it as a service. Then what we do throughout the years, I've learned it's a gray area. I don't know what time they're getting killed and what time is coming. I can't be policing that and chasing that and finding out. So where I get it from, I said, okay, they say Tara right the ball later the ball day. So I tell my customers I can only do it the next day.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If you want to order with me, mashallah. If you want I can't do it. Because I don't have faith in that. I can't do it.
It's not really mandatory to receive you on the day, is it?
It's not mandatory at all. 3 din khora jay.
Yeah.
Our religion is 3 din khora jay, but a lot of people got this concept. Oh, ekhon khailtan ya like namaz puri ya khailtan. Bangladesh namaz puri ya khailtan. Yeah. Procedure ase.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of, like I said, it's a gray area. Most people follow the procedure, but there are few that don't. And I don't want to.
Yeah, let's not get into open another can of worm and create some haters or something. No, let's stay clean. This podcast is about inspiring people, and mashallah, you're a giant in the community, and there's so much to be learned from you. Now, I've been to your Beckton shops. I've seen many communities buy from you. Do you ever measure, what kind of communities are coming into your stores and who's buying and, that profile?
Yeah, we have a rough idea because, before the shop, the Beckton shop, the first one, which is Food Bazar now, it was called Mas Bazar and Khasa Bazar. It was called that. Then we see, other community people coming in. One day I was in front of the shop and there was some English people there trying to read the name Mas Bazar. They're talking about, what's that shop? What does it sell? And that day I thought, we get in different people coming in here. I can't have it called Mas Bazar.
Yeah.
It doesn't make, is this not just a Bengali shop anymore? That's when I changed the name to Food Bazar, which is more generic. Everybody understands. That's why it's called Food Bazar now, because...
but many people can make many stories up.
People make a lot of stories. They think like, one of bankrupt. I heard so many things. The rumors matonari if kita khulisi bole e company close koriya, bankrupt koriya, fasha mari this. I heard so many things. That's what, anybody can talk anything. I know what I'm doing. so it doesn't bother me what you talk. It doesn't. I'm here bother at night what the next man is doing. I think about myself and I think about my creator and that's how
and your customers who will support you day in, day out.
That's right. So next man comment ekta banailla this that. It doesn't really bother me at all.
Do you think people have too much time in their hand to?
They do. A lot of backbiting, talking. Agar beshi asil.
I thought it's increased with the rise of social media and stuff.
Well, it is. But you're right. It has increased, but Amaloganai is other sectors also.
Wow. Now, looking into the future, I mean, where can we see Food Bazaar going? Are we going to see Food Bazaar becoming like Tesco's and Sainsbury's and Asda's at some point, or do you say to yourself, you know what, Alhamdulillah, I've done what I could, and I'm just gonna sit on what I've got, and apart from expanding geographically, I'm gonna expand on the product range as opposed to just physical growth?
Well, it's gonna be a bit of both, but I don't ever see myself being like Tesco's and Sainsbury's, because they're on the next level, another level things. But it is going to expand a little bit more to serve other sectors of our community where there are, Amrito services in London mostly.
Yeah.
Birmingham, I say the Suto service, and Luton, I say Suto, but this is a very small service. So I'd love to provide a town or a big service like Food Bazaar. It'll make me feel good. It's not just the money anymore. It's just, I think, passion and ambition.
It's when you do something, an idea comes to your mind, and you work on it, and then you put it into life, and you blow soul into it, and you see it working. And that is probably the biggest satisfaction of an entrepreneur like yourself, isn't it?
That's right. But,
so, what are you concerned about the future generation? I mean, broadly speaking now. What do you see? You said you've got Natinosha.
Yeah.
What do you fear the most about the future generation?
Future generation, what do I fear more? I think, it's like they're different than us, how we was brought up. Because they've got things on the plate, most of them. Their life is a lot more easier than ours was. So a lot of them are doing really good, alhamdulillah. They're really clever. They're doing clever things. They're succeeding in life in all different angles. So I don't know, but one thing is, there's a lot of drugs problem in our community. That is an issue that really, it does worry me sometimes with the future generation. I think drugs is a big issue. Because the influence, khaira. So,
what do you say to people that are listening to this podcast? Many of them are British Muslim males, 24 to 34, that age bracket. What would you say to them?
Really, there's not much to say. It's just, what can I say? Stay away from these things, because you can easily get influenced from one friend to a next friend, and I would say stay away and be a good person, and never forget your creator. That might help you stay away.
How do you give back to the community as Aklu Miah, as an entrepreneur, as a giant in the community, alhamdulillah? How do you give back? Do you invest in other businesses, other startups, other entrepreneurs? I mean, if someone wants to pitch an idea to you, would you consider investing into their business if it makes sense to you, or are you kind of, I'm just going to reinvest into my ecosystem?
No, not just what I try to do is, a lot of people phoning me who want to start up new stores in other areas of, and I tell them, come to me, and I will help you start up and teach you, and help you grow this sector, nothing else.
Nothing else.
In a sector, I don't really want to get involved. Like I said, I'm too busy with my own sector. I don't want the world. This is how I look at it.
No.
That's why I'm in a sector I don't really want to, I'm comfortable with. If you want to open a store, you come to me, I'd help you open one.
Okay, so you wouldn't see me as a competitor?
No, or probably, why would I see you as a competitor? You're not opening next to me. It has to be
somewhere else.
Somewhere else. So I'd help you out. Why not?
Would you co-invest as well? Or no?
If they want to, I probably don't mind being some sort of shareholder in it, but I can't run it.
You can't run it. You don't have time for that.
No, I can show you how to run it. I can teach you. I can train you. I can give you supplies. I can give you stock. But I'll do that for our community.
Now, before we move to our quickfire questions, we normally end every episode with quickfires just to understand our guests a little bit better. But I have one more question. And us being in business as well, I guess we're in that in-between gap. So you're probably on the much wiser community, and and then there's the younger community, and we are in that bubble in between, and we're kind of trying to juggle between the two. So we get heat maybe from one side and maybe support and duas from the other side, or maybe vice versa. I don't know.
Okay.
But there are people that, well, as far as my experience goes, there's so much supporters, there's so much well-wishers and the people that make dua for entrepreneurs and businesses like yourself, myself, but there are those who also don't want to see you succeed.
Yes, there are. There's a lot. It's just...
How do you deal with it? Or how would you advise someone else like me or anyone else? How do you advise them? Because ultimately, it's going to get to them mentally. And if that switch flicks and if they lose motivation, then that's it.
No, how I deal with it, I just avoid them. I just don't listen to what they're saying. But, we have this in our community. আগে বেশি আছিল, এখন একটু কমছে, the jealousy thing, like তোমার success আমি বালা পাইয়ার না. I don't like your success. For what reason, I don't know. I'm not saying me is our একটা community problem আগে আছিল, এখন একটু কমছে, যে একে অন্যর success বালা পাই না আমরা. Some of us. এটা কিতা লাগে, I don't know. If you're successful, believe me, I'm happy from my bottom of my heart. But not like successful bole amar next door kulia successful
stay away from me, but be successful in your own field.
Yeah, successful in your own field. I'm happy. Especially I'm not being racist. I'm not a racist person. I love everybody. But Amra community is in success, and it makes me feel happy. Because in whatever angle of success I'm a cool show. I make dua for them. Alhamdulillah, amra manushe kham korte parbo, amra manushe support paiba. Any kind of success, I love it. So it's why not? I've got nothing to lose. Amar kunta zanni no. Why should I be upset bitre tumi success hoye geso, tumi superman hoye geso, ami oita parchi na? Why should I be? You're Superman. I can ask you for help. Hey, Superman, help me out.
Wow, mashallah. Now, I know it was a last question. There's one more I forgot. A&H Plaza, that's the most recent venture. Is that on the back of Aklu Plaza to retry, or
it's not
or is that one of them that was already in the pipeline?
No, that wasn't already in the pipeline. That was just, it's like, Beckton Retail Park. Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, there's 4 now. Because in a retail park, in one park, site in it now. Retail park is not a joke. I am the first Bengali to have a shop in this country in a retail park.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nobody else had one. Ekhon ekta hoise.
Somewhere in Romford.
Yeah, in Good Maze.
Yeah.
But nobody else, shabosh ke korson na. Like I said, shabosh lage. Shabosh ke korson na retail park ko gaya je Bengali dukan soli jibo. Everybody, after kule khalo people 4 hours.
Crazy.
আমার নাট পড়তে খুলে গেছে seriously দরম সাইজন you know what দরম is like খুলছে গিয়া বন্ধ হয়ে যায় people think like that but it's like no সাবস লাগে and look what it is now our community I think it's providing the best service in the whole of this area.
Well, I mean, my wife is young and she goes all the way to Beckton to buy in your store.
Is auto product range kono ana nai to the range of products we give because other shops auto boro nai, he ain't got the space, he can't do it. So even that kula shomoy people think kono korchen der kuler gya this that and I take risks as well, and that's why like I said amra community age kono dukan asil na where you can take your family to. Where show me a shop you can take your family to. Boba chaloya jaita puchalo ya tole loya asil likunta.
No,
you can't go to these normal shops like that. That's the only one.
If that park comes up for sale, the entire park, would you buy it?
If I can afford it, yeah, I would buy it. Yeah, I would definitely buy it. It's like, but there's so many people trying to get their heads in there. So every shop that comes up, we just take it.
But I think they're not going to have the, I guess, what do you call it, the guts and the courage that you have. They have.
Because they've seen my success. all I don't want to mention names, the big players in my trade or close to my trade, everybody wants a piece of that now. Everybody. Why do you think I'm taking every single unit? Because these
You don't want another one to
no,
come.
they're trying to come in left, right, center. They're offering them more money, this, that. They just... Honestly, and they're big boys. They're multimillionaires. They're shorties. They're like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's my success.
Alhamdulillah. I mean, if people are copying you, then of course you've done your job very well.
They've been copying me from 2004. Mas Bazar hoise.
Well, I think you should be proud that
proud.
people are copying
they're
you.
Still, today, 2024, they're copying me. They're copying my style. They're copying how I try to make videos. Recently, last copy was fruit mela hollam. The day I've done it, next day the other people start doing it, this and that. This was a new concept. You ever heard of fruit mela? No. It was last year I go start with. So
Aklu Bhai, we're on to our next part, which is the quick fire. Try and be as brief as possible.
Okay.
And I'm going to start off with one question that I ask generally all my guests, just to kind of see what's that scares them a lot. And that question is, what is your greatest fear in this world?
My greatest fear in this world is I don't think I have done enough for the hereafter. That is my greatest fear. I need to do more.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
And what active steps are you taking to do more?
I'm trying to go to the mosques more. I'm trying. But because of these businesses, extra time confine. So.
Do you write stuff down, by the way, before I move on to the next one? Do you write your daily plan down, like bullet points? I need to do such and such.
I do. And the bullies, there's so many things to
do. Because I used to do it back in the days, and then I stopped in between, and then now resumed. And one of them is 2 salah in masjid.
No, I don't write that down.
Wallahi, since I started writing that down, it's like brain now starts, it makes you a duty.
No, I don't write that. I write things, business-related things or family-related things. Or I had to pick up my daughter this time. The bullies because of things like that. I write down and I forget. So,
next one. Who do you take inspiration from?
Who?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I do take inspiration from anybody. I used to from my dad when he was around, and now I just inspire myself.
You are the inspiration. What is your favorite fish?
My favorite fish is obviously the first one is jatiyo fish, hilsha, and then mirgal. I like mirgal.
Mirgal, I had a hilsha in the, the pod, is it shetu, where in Dhaka, the podda shetu, is it?
Podma.
Yeah. That was nice because they took all the bones out. But other than that, I stay away from hilsha.
Yes, hilsha, they took the bones out somehow, but it's hard, too much work to do it here, but it's expensive. So.
Next one. Which one is your favorite store?
Which one is my favorite store?
Yeah, of your own stores.
Food Bazaar is my favorite.
The one in Beckton?
Yeah, I'm there most of the time.
And your favorite curry?
Favorite curry?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably meat curry. I think so.
Fish king likes meat curry.
Yeah.
Well, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I like fish, but not as much as meat. I like more meat. But I don't eat a lot of meat now because of my health issues. So.
And do you go gym?
No. I see that very hard work. I hardly don't go.
Alhamdulillah. I think we have come to the conclusion of our episode.
Okay.
Do you have anything to say to our viewers? Just any general messages, any pearl of wisdoms or any nuggets?
Well, general, what I want to say to your viewers is like, whatever you do in the world, however you do it in a halal way, and never forget your creator at the same time, whatever you do. Allah Rebuliona, Logerakyo, no matter what you do. So I think that will give you success, and be honest and always look out for other people. I think that's the success of the normal person. Allah re logera kya hota khora, honesty and looking after people.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for making the time and joining us on our episode of Side by Side. I hope our viewers will subscribe and continue supporting us as well with their subscription. And once again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Alhamdulillah.
Thanks.
And that's it for today on Side by Side with myself, Kazi Shafiqur Rahman, and our guest, Aklu Miah. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Side by Side, please do consider sharing with your family and friends and subscribing to the channel on the platform you are tuned into. And of course, comment below with any guest recommendations and questions you may have for our guest or for myself. With that said, I'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.